All right. Hello and welcome back. So, um, we are trying something new. Going to go for a new game. A run in Ixion, a favorite of mine. I absolutely love this game. I've played it a lot, a lot. And so we are gonna take a run on it in the challenge mode. So let's get this started here. New game. Challenge mode. Give us your worst. And they will. Anybody not familiar with this game, it basically think of like Frostpunk in space. Even the developers themselves say that Frostpunk was an inspiration. And so it is, I mean, it's like Frostpunk in the sense that it's like a colony builder that you are always in crisis mode. So, I won't talk during the cutscenes, especially at the beginning part, because the one, I think, unique thing about this game is that the story is awesome. I mean, and it's such a funny thing to say about like a colony builder, um, that the story is so good, but it really is. And so I won't talk during the cutscenes. There's not a lot of cutscenes in the game, but at the beginning part there is. And so obviously, if you're watching this, spoilers are coming. But stick around and watch it. The only bad thing to say about this game is that there's no DLCs because it is a complete game. Honestly. It also looks beautiful. So I won't be talking much through this. When it's done, I'll yap away. Oh, beautiful, look at that. All right, and that's the opening cutscene. There'll be some information to start here. And this is now the basic interface of the game.
Shuttle EMV Charon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay.
So we are part of a private space company called Dolos. Might remind you of certain companies, and how could anything go wrong with the private space sector? All right. So I will kind of yap over Eden here. So we need to build a workshop because this is going to be who can send out our little workers to build things. So this is kind of the prologue here. We're setting up our first space, first part of our station before really we go on and then start the actual first chapter and start going. So we build that there, and we build this here. So this is a storage bay. This is where we'll store resources. Resource management is a big part of this game. Alright, so we'll hear about this guy now.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks person. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vol engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then, you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, you know, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tycoon.
Our visionary leader slash CEO.
The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
Alright, he's done yapping. So basically what we built here, we have these storage bays. Our first one is alloys, which is like one of the main ones, and then we have food here that we have to collect.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind.
Try not to speak over these parts. There's not a lot of these in the game.
All data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation, as is often the case with tools produced by my department. I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior.
So basically what we want to do here at the beginning is we have to start collecting the resources here, but you don't want to just collect everything because we can only hold up to 100 alloys in this bay. So we don't want to get to a point where we have to build a bay just to start clearing more space out. We want to clear this space out, and then this space, and then this space, and then we slowly move over here.
A new request awaits your attention.
Yeah. Okay, a mess hall. I know. We got to clear some of the stuff out. I will read through those. That one I guess I kind of clicked through. But we need a mess hall. This is where people eat. Luckily, in this game, the roads that you create here, they don't cost any resources, and so obviously then you don't gain any resources back. So we're going to set this one to polymers so we can start collecting them. So the mess hall is where people eat. Oh, we're going to want to build a cargo ship and a science ship to start in our docking bay. So you can see we can only hold up to 3 ships at once in it. But in this prologue, that's all we really need. So essentially, the name of the game here is you're building this space station. Oh, and I'll do this here. You see, you only have a limited amount of space in a station. Or in a sector. This is sector 1, and you can have up to 6 sectors. But you know, we're not opening one of those up for a while because there is some difficulties with that. But we're setting up our first sector. We want to build as much in this sector as we can before we have to start opening up the next one. Alright, let's start getting all this stuff. Now, we should start building some housing. Now, we're going to keep a road over here because this is going to be the exact amount of space we need for cell housing on the wall. Anything that you can build on a wall here is going to be good. That won't, if you don't know the game, that won't make much sense right now, but it will eventually. And so we're just holding space there. We do want to start building houses. We have 84 people, so we need to start building these initial homes that can hold 15 each. So we've got 60, we've got that. So we'll want to take those alloys. I always want to say alloy for all the Horizon fans out there. Okay. Okay, so we've got our first cargo ship, Gruber. Now, we'll just set it to everything. There's not much they can get yet, except for food. So we're going to get food shipments from... Here's the solar system. Look at how beautiful it is. We have this little ship right here that'll give us food. Alright, somebody else wants to yap at us for a little bit.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabi, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even so, they are a small organization. The Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabi will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines.
Yep, already did that.
Trust in genetic connectors.
Will do,
Similar
buddy.
space will reveal the pattern.
Excellently said, excellently said. Alright, so we're already doing that. Our little cargo ship is going to go over to the Urshanabi, collect us some food. Now we want to get this science ship built so that we can start exploring some of the stuff around. We want to clear this stuff out because we want to build a tech lab right here because it fits perfectly there. Alright, let's see what they have to say. Administrator, some crew members are lacking quarters. During human history, unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilizational decay. Do not reproduce humanity's basic mistakes aboard the Tycoon. Yeah. Well, so you get to like make these. You have the opportunity to make these promises. Sometimes it's beneficial. Sometimes you don't want to make the promise because if you don't fulfill the promise, you lose trust in the crew. If you fulfill it, you gain trust. So you really don't want to promise it unless you know you can do it. This one I know we can do. So our trust is at 60% right now. Which is kind of odd. I mean, why did you know? Why did you come aboard and do this job if you don't trust anybody here? All right. We're going to pause. We're going to stop harvesting that for a second. So we want to get these and that. Wait, so how much do we have here? They hold 15 each, so that's 30, 60, 75, and I believe we have 80 people, 85 people. Yeah, so we need this cleared so we can build one more. Now we have our science ship, the Melon. So why don't you head over to the moon? That'll be there in 2 seconds, so we might as well stick around.
A science ship
All right.
has arrived at its destination.
The base is out of commission, auxiliary systems are operational, and could be used to restore power. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. Exploit that security vulnerability. So now we just wait for the time to end for them to do that. Good. Alright, so we can build our final... Not our final, but the last housing block that we need to do for right now. So now we need these two to clear out so we can build the tech lab so we can start researching. So we've got to get the research going. Alright. So once that thing is gone... Yeah, we're going to need both of them gone. Alright. Get those negatives.
Team has completed a task.
We hacked into the main computer systems as you ordered and retrieved several relevant research papers and data sets. Alright, so we get 10 science. Now dismantle the base. Alright, so they're going to collect us some science. You know, that's how science works. You collect it. Okay. Come fine. Just get these 3. I might as well build my roads here. And basically, we're going to build a whole housing sector down this way. And then... Oh, actually, hold on. No. I forgot. The meta for this is not building roads here. We don't need to build these yet. Eventually, so Sector 1... Each sector can get a specialization. When you build a certain number of types of buildings in a sector. Oh, there we go. We fulfilled our promise. You get a specialization. This one will be a space specialization. We already start with the docking bay. We're going to end up building a lot of docking stuff. Good. Okay, so we can finally build the tech lab. So let's do that. Let's clear this out, because eventually we're going to start building some insect farms here. The initial food thing that you get to do is an insect farm. All right.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The base has been dismantled. Although most equipment was damaged, we were able to prepare some usable resources for extraction. So we got 38 alloys and 90 research. So now our cargo ship will get the alloys, the science ship will get the science, and when it's done, we can send them elsewhere. All right. Can clean up some of these roads here that we don't need. Also, the music in this game is great. In all my other streams, I always turn the music off, but this one you just can't. You just can't do it on this one. It's like, it's kind of a character in the game, I feel like. Alright, so we just need this tech lab to finish. How are we here? They're still doing that. Always got to look at this view. This is the best visual element of the game. Kind of look at the planet as it goes by. And wherever you end up being. Alright, back to the game. Alright, let's speed up for a moment. So we just need to get this tech lab built. Oh, did we get... Yeah, we got everything. Alright, so Melon can now move on. So let's send them to Saturn. Also love the art over here for all these planets. And all the little tidbits they give you about it. Okay, so let's speed up, get this stuff done. Okay, so we can get rid of this road. Don't need it now. We might as well build a couple more resource bays, or at least the one.
A science ship has
let's see what they got. Oh, they didn't auto start it for us. Okay. A signature trace from an EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos. Oh, private sector. But records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. All right, so let's see. Send a team to investigate. All right. So we got the tech lab. Here we go. All right, so now we can research stuff. So the first thing that we want is the EVA airlock. So we're going to research that. This will basically let us... we don't need to repair the ship. Hull integrity doesn't go down in the prologue, but it will eventually. But we can also build on the outside of the ship. So we have our... basically our electrical systems here. We're going to have a capacity of 60. We're at 54. So we need to build more, and you do that with the EVA airlock. We'll set this to electronics, because we'll probably start getting some of those. I think after we get EVA airlock, we do probe launcher, so we can find other stuff in the system here. And then we do insect farm, so we can start creating our own food. So we don't have to rely on the cult right outside of us. The Urshnabi is owned by this group called the Ashtengites. Ashtengites, I think it is. And they're basically a cult. And they're harmless. But, you know, who wants to be indebted to a cult? Okay. We can start pre-building a couple, not a lot, but a couple houses here. We don't want to go crazy, because resources, especially on challenge mode here, resources are scarce. But we also need to clear some space in our stockpile here for alloys. Alright. Can't really build anything else at the moment, so we just gotta kind of wait. I thought it said a science ship had done something. Alright, so we almost got our EVA airlock. Now, one thing I like about this game, too, is that you can place something down, but pause the building of it.
Team has completed a task.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. And so basically you can like plan the layout of your sector in this way. Alright, so now we can start really setting up what our sector is going to look like. Alright, let's see what they got here. A prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We have stripped it down and recovered schematics. Great. Alright, so we got some extra science there. So now we want to research the probe launcher. Although, no, we're going to do insect farm first. Because the longer we can create food, the more we'll stockpile. We want to have a lot of food stockpiled before we go and enter Chapter 1. Alright. So now we can send this guy over to Mars. Yeah, so you see our stockpile here is full. So we need to build stuff in order to clear it out. Alright, so let's build an EVA airlock. That'll clear this out. People can start getting stuff. So it's got to build the roads there, and then it can start building the EVA airlock. Ooh, although, okay. So see, we're gonna need 12 power. Only have 4 free. So we're gonna have to. Well, we can turn this off. We don't have any of that yet. 12. So we need to get down to 48. But we're not really using these yet. And then... yikes. Oh yeah. Turn that off. And turn that off. There we go. Okay. So once we turn this on, we can build more solar panels and then be able to have more power and then start turning things back on. It's kind of the name of the game there. Let's speed this up a little bit. Ah, yes. Insect farm is unlocked. So now we do probe launcher. And now let's build an insect farm. So we build it, but we make sure that it doesn't turn on once built, because we got to wait for this to finish and then build an upgrade to our solar panels so that we get more power. You're constantly battling the need for power in this. Electrical power. And actually, yeah, we'll harvest that. So then we can finish that road, and then we can get rid of this one. So it's also a little bit about, not resource. Well, it is resource management, but what I'm thinking of right now is like your pathways. How efficiently can things move around? So if we can complete this road, we'll have a road going down this way, and we can eliminate this one and then build another insect farm. Although I suppose we could just get rid of it now. Well, we will. Yeah, we will eventually. We don't want to get rid of all our alloys because there's stuff coming up that we're going to need.
A science ship has arrived
All right.
at its destination.
The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. Oops. So we could repair it. We got to send them 20 alloys. Or repair... So we could get resources or we get research data. I kind of forget which one is the better one to do here. You need as many alloys as you can in this beginning part, so let's take the research data. So this means our cargo ship will temporarily be working on sending these resources over there. And so you'll see we now have to send resources to the docking bay, and then it will go load them up. Alright, so this is going to turn on soon. What is this? How did that turn on? All right. Moving right along. Let's speed up a little bit. We're going to finish this soon. Excellent. Okay, so now we can do this initial solar panel upgrade. So you can kind of see over here, it's going to add solar panels right there. And so once that finishes, oh, that's right. So we have this thing off. Oh, man, what do we turn off? Nobody's hurt. Turn off the medical bay. All right. So our total capacity for energy, for electricity or energy, will go up once we build it. So once we get the 10 resources sent here, we can turn this off and turn our med bay back on. You know, nobody's hurt right now. Anybody who watches my Victoria 3 streams knows that I am always prone for a good achievement to hunt. That's what I've always wanted to try to do. There's an achievement where you fail in this prologue. And if you play the game, once you play the game, you'll realize it actually would be pretty hard to fail in this prologue. The ways you fail, if your ship's hull goes all the way down and basically blows up, although the hull does not go down in the prologue, so you can't lose that way. But if trust goes all the way down, the crew kind of like boots you out of the airlock. I don't know how you would lose complete trust of the crew during the prologue, so it would be pretty tough. I guess if you cut off food, that would do it. All right, here we go, almost done. All right, so now we got a ton.
A new request awaits your attention.
Administrator, reports are being received relating to Barjaville clan operation protocols on board the Tycoon. They indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolos employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, this situation is beginning to take its toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members to reduce the number of concurrently active workspaces. Yeah. We'll take as many crew members as we can get. Bring them on. As with all games like this, your biggest, the most valuable resource are workers. So they're sending us 20 crew members, so now we have the housing for them. Oh, they're ready for us here. Oh, no, they aren't. I forgot. Yeah, we're sending resources over there. So you can see our little guy here bringing them over. All right. Yeah, we're still researching the probe launcher. But at least now we're making our own food. Oh, okay, here we go. And now we can get rid of this. And let's build one more insect farm. Ideally, we want to go into Chapter 1 with this storage bay, or this stockpile completely full. The oxygen supply system has been repaired, and the relationship between Dolos and our competitor has improved by 42%. Something I love about this game, this percentage means nothing. This relationship is not going to mean anything. But they give you such an exact number. 42%. Alright. Alright, we're going to pause, do a very quick bathroom break, 30 seconds, and be right back. Alright, and we're back. Let's unpause, keep it going. Oh, okay, got all the science. Alright, so there's nowhere we can go right now. Oh! Well, somehow we didn't finish getting all the science at the moon. That's weird. So we got to get the drone bay before we can do anything else with the science ship other than get all that science at the moon. Alright, probe launcher is done. The next thing we want to research is probably the steel mill. Yeah, because we can't upgrade anything yet. So the steel mill it is. And now I want to build a probe launcher. Oh, yeah, and let's start collecting more of these alloys. Now we can speed this up a little bit. Alright, we got more crew members. So we always want to stay on top of crew. So we have 96... Oh, yeah. We have 96 workers required, 96 available, so we're right on there. But once we build this, everyone's gonna be overworked again. They could be overworked for a little bit. It's the prologue. Won't be a big problem.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Send him in.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
Thanks, buddy. I don't know if it's better that my camera's up there. This way we can see the transmission stuff down there. We'll see how it goes. All right. So here we go. All right. So build us. So we they build a probe, and then not this screen. You can send a probe out to look for stuff. And there's one main thing to find in the prologue here. Now, we're not going to build it yet. We're going to do another EVA airlock here. Oh, we can also just complete this road. It's going to be the same thing. We want to leave 2 down here. And then build this. And this will complete our housing sector there. Alright, so now we can build this road. And get rid of this one. So we will put an EVA airlock there, but we'll pause it. So we're just going to kind of hold space for it right there. So you can plan your sectors out. We're not really gaining food. So when this is done here, we'll build another insect farm. We should be... Oh, probe launcher. Alright. So, you send out your probe, and you just kind of look for any signatures. Here we go. So when you reach a green there, that means it found something. So send it out that way. Alright, so we can't really clear more stuff. You know, for now, we can turn this off. Turn this on and start putting some alloys there. Because we're going to use them up. Not all of them, but most of them. Speed it up a little bit. Alright, perfect. So now that this is cleared, we build one more insect farm. Complete this little area there. So now, just clear all of this out. We could turn this off, because I don't think we're really using that for the rest of the prologue. Is it still going? Oh, there we go. Okay. So now we send our science ship over here for unauthorized access. What could it be? But if we look, just for the prologue here, there's not anything else to find. So we can just turn it off. Save the workers and the electricity. Or power. All right. So now we should start. Well, it's interesting our averages there. So generally, by the end of by the end of this prologue, we want to have another 2 to 3 insect farms. We definitely need at least 2, but preferably 3. Because food is not something you want to mess with in this game. Oh, we're not researching anything. Oh, no, we are. Oh, I thought it didn't give us a percentage there. That's weird. Okay. All right. Speed up a little bit.
A science ship has arrived at its
All right. By proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Dolos AEC. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. The Naomi Protocol. Create temporary easement to contact the station's Outer Hope. Yeah. So you need this Naomi Protocol. Tycoon Station. This is Marduk Council member Rabia Neokand. You are not authorized to interface with Outer Hope. The purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its most highly classified projects, far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment, and that your presence here could jeopardize this entire operation? I will be filing an official complaint with Veneer himself, unless perhaps you can do something for me that may change my mind. Yeah. Send you 30 alloys, sure. It sucks, but we do want to do that. I mean, we could use those resources, but you also really want to complete the Outer Hope thing before you end the prologue. You know, we can also... Well, I'll hold off on building the next solar panel things. I actually don't fully remember if what we build at the end needs any polymers. So we'll wait. We shall wait. But we can speed up. Yeah, so we need to get 30 there to send it off. Alright, we're starting to gain a little bit of food.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, thank you, Administrator. Now leave. It's like what my daughter says every time I help her with something. Thanks, Dad. Now get out of here. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact here at the edge of the solar system. I'll placate Veneer for now, but you'll need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard we're working on the next iteration of the Tycoon, the Protagoras. The Tycoon operation must succeed if we are to achieve our goal of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic kinesis. Kinetis. I forget how they pronounce that. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. Alright, so we're going to get 2 electronics, 20 polymer. So, since we're definitely now getting more polymer, we might as well build that next solar panel. Because you can never have too much power, electrical power, in this game. Alright, can speed it up a little bit. Alright, oh, there we go. So we've got it now. So we got to implement the Vol engine. Yeah, so we need 100 alloys. So it's going to be a lot of resources, but it's okay. We have it, and so we'll finish that, and then we can start building more. Well, actually, we can start doing it now. At least building the insect farms, but we don't need to turn them on. Because again, we want to get to at least 5 of these before the prologue ends. Possibly 6. So let's speed it up. So the name of the game too, in building here, is try to utilize as much of the build space as possible. Try not to leave any space, any of these little squares unused. Because the more you leave unused, the more you're going to have to open up a new sector. And that creates a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, so the science ship is pretty much done now for the prologue. So let's send them back to the ship. They don't need to be out there. Ah, okay. So now we can turn this into electronics, turn this back on. Alright, yeah. We're at the point where we don't have workers to turn things on anymore. Okay, so we can fix this road here now. And that also means we can get rid of this part of the road. All right.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food
Alright.
supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
Well. Alright. So we're about to get 100 new crew members. So we're going to need a whole bunch of houses. So that's 30, 60, 90, and once they get here, wait, what is our housing capacity right now? Oh, so we take another 15 without penalty, so 30, 60, 75. We might be short a little bit. But I would also like to build another insect farm. And when they get here, oh, here we go. So now we can turn this on. So there's our 5 insect farms. Yeah, and we can put another one there. Yeah, so we're pretty much done with tech research for now. Alright, so let's speed this up. Oh, here we go.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos,
Oh, here we go.
Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Elon wants to talk to us.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tycoon is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons.
Listen to this.
Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Do we now? Such grandiose talk. Why is it always these private sector people that talk like they are gods among men? Who think they're trying to save humanity? I don't understand this idea of people who feel like, oh, I'm going to save humanity, me alone. This, like, cowboy superhero complex. As if only one... It just takes one person to save the world. The reality of the situation is it takes many people working together. Because that, to me, is what is the mark of humanity, is community and working together. But yet you have these people that are like, no, it'll be me. Just me. That's usually the beginnings of a cult. Alright, so... Oh, so move the Tycoon in orbit of the moon. We can do that. So we'll move. Yeah. So it's always fun to kind of look at this view of the game when the ship is moving. The graphics on this view are always very good. So you see Earth going away there. We have, oop, the moon. There it is. So you can still see Earth in the background there. And now here's the moon. All right. So we need to leave this system. We're going to speed up because before we leave the system, we would like to accumulate a little bit more food. Oh, and... You know what? We could put this there. So we want to finish this last house. Oop. And then could do this so that we put stuff there. It's kind of a trick to double up on stockpiles. We're still 4 housing short? Well, that's interesting. Alright, so let's get to 100 food, and then we're ready to go. Alright. Do one more bathroom break here, and then we'll move along. So 20 seconds. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so let's accumulate more food. Just waiting for this number up here. Oh. It was a food day. I think the meal cycle, yeah, the meal cycle brought us down. I wonder, oh yeah, so we'll probably get higher this time, which means we're actually accumulating food. It says that we should be gaining, we're in a net positive. Alright. I think we're good to go. So of course, we will save at the end of every chapter. Call this stream prologue. And now we are going to advance the chapter and have a little bitty cutscene here of, let's see what work by people like Elon Musk and the private sector really do. Initiate. Let's go. Here we go. So this is probably one of the best cutscenes of the game, so I won't talk through it. I'll try not to. Alright, so it's going to load up the engine, and then once it's ready, we go. We blast off into the first chapter. Let's go. I do generally think this game is just visually beautiful. I'll talk through this cutscene because there's no dialogue in this one. The next one is really the one. So this is us going through space and time. Alright, here we go.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the Earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage.
Yes, the company is
than any nation, moved faster
saving the world.
than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.
Yeah. Elon always says he gives you these things, but he's not the one who makes it. He just pays for it. And there you go. That's what happens when you trust a billionaire who thinks he's going to save the world. You blow up the moon.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within full jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system.
We're
We
in
are
the future.
receiving no communication signals from Earth.
Because Earth is dead.
Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
All right. So we will pause here.
A new request.
We will call on a night here. We will say stream chapter 1. This is the beginning of our chapter 1. And then we will come back to this again on another night. Continue chapter 1. Alright, well, thanks to everybody who watched tonight. And